Reddit is so incredibly easy to manipulate and control. The way Reddit works, for those that don't know, is you upvote and downvote something. So if you create a bunch of different accounts using proxy servers, you can make sure your post is always in front.
And then I noticed that the majority of Reddit seems to hate women. And then I noticed that the majority of Reddit also seems to hate men. I think Reddit just hates everyone.
This is the one and only Aaron Swartz. Ever since he was a young boy, he radiated ambition.
His curiosity was endless.
And at the age of 3, he learned to read on his own.
It's called My Family Savior.
Then, when he discovered the world of computers, he fell in love.
Mommy, why is nothing working?
He started programming, and by the age of 14, became part of the committee that developed RSS.
RSS was a tool that you can use to get summaries of things that are going on in other web pages.
Soon after, he founded a successful software company called Infogami and, oh yeah, was the co-owner of Reddit. But what made Aaron so unique was not his gift of programming. It was that in the midst of working in a corporate culture, he stood up for what was right, even when everyone was against him. He fought against government control because he believed that online information should be accessible to everyone without having to pay a penny. But of course, fighting the government never ends well. In 2011, Swartz was arrested by MIT's police and charged with wire fraud for a maximum penalty of $1 million and 35 years in prison. But he wouldn't end up serving time because, in the end, he passed away by his own hand. But before leaving this earth, he made sure to warn us about the dangers of online censorship. Reddit used to be a place where people could talk about anything and everything. In this documentary, I'm going to go over the tragic events that happened to Reddit. And stay till the end because you'll figure out just how you play a role in this too. In the late 90s and early 2000s, forums were the norm. It was the way people interacted and got information about hobbies they loved. Nowadays, forums are mostly extinct. And while Facebook is the most popular social media platform today, it doesn't bring in a strong sense of community the way old forums did. So they crumbled. But there was one that stood strong: Reddit. From the early days, Reddit advertised itself as the front page of the internet, the forum of all forums, and for many, a symbol of free speech. At least at first. Reddit was started by these two college roommates, Alexis Ohanian and Steve Huffman. They wanted to do good for the world.
I remember one of my profs asking why we wanted to be here, and I simply said that I wanted to make the world suck less.
In 2005, they attempted to create a way to order food right from your mobile phone.
I used to sit there while I pumped gas thinking, this is a total waste of time because I'm just standing here. The sub guy inside, he's just standing there. If only there was a way for me to communicate to him like he could be making my sub right now.
This idea was rejected, but they didn't stop there. After weeks of long days and long nights, they finally launched Reddit. In the beginning, they both created fake profiles and uploaded the content themselves to keep the site active.
Alexis and I started submitting all the content just to keep the thing full, right? Because Reddit's no fun if the page is blank.
And as the site grew, people felt free to talk about anything and everything. And there seemed to be no judgment, which is what attracted people in the first place. Even Yishan Wong, Reddit's CEO in 2011, explained that it wasn't Reddit's place to enforce moral actions. He said, quote, "You choose what to post. You choose what kind of subreddit to create and what kind of rules you will enforce. We will not try to interfere, not because we don't care, but because we care that you make your choices between right and wrong." We all need a community where we can ask our silliest questions and share our darkest confessions. And with a single website, Reddit delivered it all. Reddit was growing because it was perfect. But of course, with growth comes problems. One of the first incidents of Reddit banning something on their site was during an event known as the Fappening.
From Jennifer Lawrence to Kate Upton, it is what could be the largest breach of private, racy celebrity photos in history.
In 2014, naked photos of Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton were leaked and uploaded on Reddit. Within minutes, it was on the front page of r/all, and 2 hours later, other explicit photos, including Vanessa Hudgens, were leaked too. Reports say that a hacker hacked Apple's iCloud to get access to these private photos. A week later, r/the Fappening was banned, which marked the first signs of Reddit taking control of their site. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely agree that subreddits sharing illegal private photos should be shut down. But nevertheless, this opened the stage for Reddit to take even more control. Soon, Reddit rolled out new anti-harassment guidelines. But there was one problem. Who decides what's allowed to be posted?
China's President Xi Jinping recently issued tighter rules for online news portals and network providers.
So if you're connected online in China, there's really no way of telling just how vast your experience is being filtered.
It is an unlikely source of funding for a website that prides itself on free speech.
If someone asked you to name the largest video game publisher, what would you guess? Microsoft? Sony? Nintendo? What about EA? All wrong. The answer is by far a Chinese tech company called Tencent.
Not only is it China's biggest social network, but it's the largest gaming company in the world.
And in 2019, Tencent invested $150 million into Reddit. So what's the problem? Well, Tencent isn't exactly the most trustworthy company. Tencent's WeChat platform has been accused of blocking TikTok videos and censoring politically sensitive content. Another questionable action happened when mobile gaming started gaining traction. Tencent talked with Riot Games about turning League of Legends into a mobile game. Riot declined, explaining that the game's experience couldn't be replicated on smartphones. So what did Tencent do? They created their own game called Honor of Kings, which was a literal ripoff of League. They stole Riot's intellectual property, and when Riot brought it up, they changed the game just enough so they wouldn't get in trouble. And by the end of 2017, Honor of Kings became the most popular smartphone game in China. So companies rip off games all the time. That's nothing new. But the difference here was that Tencent is the parent company of Riot Games, which means they went against the very company they were supposed to be supporting. While some users took this news of Tencent investing in Reddit very seriously, some also made fun of the situation by posting memes featuring Winnie the Pooh, since this innocent cartoon character is banned in China.
Chinese censors began to remove comparisons of Winnie the Pooh and Xi Jinping from the Chinese internet.
If something as innocent as a cartoon bear who eats honey can be censored by the Chinese government, then I don't know if Reddit's safe from this authoritarianism.
伟大光荣正确的中国共产党万岁！绝不允许任何外来势力欺负、压迫、奴役我们。
There was a theory that was covered by a YouTuber named The Internet Investigator. The theory suspected that Tencent was actually removing comments on Reddit. This picture was posted on the Wholesome Memes subreddit, just a normal meme. But when you take a look at the comments, you'll see that 718 comments have been removed by moderators. It's clear that a human didn't go through all these comments by hand. But here's when things get interesting. All the comments were removed except for the ones with the word Tencent in them. This theory states that the bot was supposed to remove all comments with the word Tencent, but glitched and removed everything else instead. Because of Tencent's deal with Reddit, users were mocking Tencent by creating memes, and it seems logical that Tencent didn't want that happening. We may never know if Tencent really has enough stake in the company to influence censorship on Reddit, but you can make your own conclusion. But this isn't where Reddit's dark relationship with censorship ends. It's actually just the beginning.
We believe free expression is very, very important. And people being authentic is very important. And Reddit, as a reflection of humanity, is a cool and valuable artifact of what's going on in the world.
In 2016, Donald Trump's election became a red-hot topic over the internet, and Reddit was no exception. In fact, I think one of the biggest battlegrounds for political discussion was on Reddit. But was it a fair discussion? Well, around election time, Reddit CEO Steve Huffman admitted to editing user comments that criticized him. He changed references to his own Reddit username Spez and replaced them with the names of moderators from the subreddit r/thedonald. After being called out by the users of the subreddit, he said that he was inspired to edit the comments after a flood of insults were being thrown at him. Huffman quoted, "I messed with the F-Spez comments, replacing Spez with the Donald mods for about an hour." While I'm sure this didn't make a dent in the election, it's kind of concerning that a CEO with enormous power would be swept away with emotion over some insults. He ended up apologizing, but here's my question to you. How can you trust that you're engaging in a free conversation when the CEO himself edits comments that he doesn't like? On top of that, Reddit's new policies have caused thousands of subreddits to be banned like never before. In 2020, around 7,000 subreddits were deleted due to hateful speech, affecting over 365,000 daily users. In fact, Reddit deleted 6% of posts made in 2020, which for such a huge platform means 233 million posts were removed. And let's not underestimate Reddit's influence here. According to Statista, as of November 2021, Reddit is the 11th most popular website in the world. This whole situation is sad because this is the very thing that Aaron Swartz fought for and eventually died for. So far, we've talked about how Reddit as a company has possibly censored its users. But how does this affect you? Forget a bitter CEO deleting comments. Reddit has a bigger weapon.
About a month ago, I was finally brave enough to become a Reddit moderator.
I'm one of the most powerful people to ever live.
I'm a mod, I have power, I'm in control.
I banned 40 people today just because they pissed me off.
You're banned. You can no longer post on wholesome puppers.
If I want to dismantle you in your career, I will.
In early 2021, Reddit user Lobo Locos commented on the subreddit r/food on a post about a chicken burger. He considered this burger to be a sandwich instead and simply left the comment, "chicken sandwich." Then all hell broke loose. 10 minutes later, he was banned for 30 days for shaming the original poster. He talked to the moderator and the mod explained, correcting someone in public is public shaming. The US calls it one thing and other countries call it a burger. Lobo Locos tried to apologize, but the mod replied, "If you're looking to appeal your ban, I would suggest self-reflection on the situation and educate yourself on the whole public shaming thing. I'll spare you the details, but long story short, Lobo Locos ended with saying, just confused on how saying two words like chicken sandwich could lead to a ban. And almost instantly, the moderator permanently banned him. If this story sounds extreme, it's because it is. And this is just one of the many stories I was able to find online about Reddit mods censoring people they don't agree with. And we could only wish that it was always about silly topics like chicken. Then, you have another species of moderators called Reddit power mods. These type of moderators can control an absurd amount of subreddits. Let me give you an idea of just how much power they have. 92 out of the 500 most famous subreddits are moderated by just 4 people. Okay, imagine this. You're hanging out with your friends. They start talking about a topic you don't agree with, so you state an opposing opinion. You all converse about the topic, and in most cases, it doesn't really matter who believes what. You all still are friends. Now imagine disagreeing with a Reddit power mod. You can't, because if you do, you'll be banished from the friend group forever.
This is Sparta!
One of the most hated power mods is a person that goes by the name Awkward the Turtle, who's in charge of not 10, not even 100 subreddits. He's in charge of 1,000 subreddits, and there are some sources that say the number is actually 2,572. That kind of power is wild. On the subreddit Mildly Infuriating, Awkward the Turtle commented, "This is why men shouldn't be allowed to be in charge of anything," then pinned his comment to get a lot of eyes on it. If you don't know what it means to pin a comment, just know that he used his moderator abilities to make himself more famous. It's also pretty clear that he doesn't care about others. A person asked him, "Why do you treat modding like this?" He replied, "The pay isn't good enough otherwise." He also calls Redditors bad names and once called a fellow moderator an incel. These are people that can censor you anytime if they wish to. Power mods have been controversial for years, and yet nothing gets done to keep so few people from having a large influence on a platform like Reddit. The kicker is that these people don't get paid for what they do, yet invest a lot of time and energy managing posts, comments, and discussions. So the question is, why? Well, some say that mods just crave control, perhaps not having any in their real lives. But there might be another reason too. Power mod Gallowboob has been known to subtly promote products on Reddit in exchange for money. Then he deletes comments of other users accusing him of advertising. So higher powers could be at play here. It sucks because moderators are the heart of Reddit. They're the very people who are supposed to enforce the platform's values, but it seems like they're only in it for themselves. Because of this, Reddit has become one of the worst sites to find unbiased information. If you dare discuss anything that a mod doesn't agree with, you know how it ends. If you think that things can't get any worse than Reddit mods, think again. Because there's someone else that might have an even bigger impact on what you can and can't say online.
The majority of people on Reddit hates vegans. And then I noticed that the majority of Reddit seems to hate women. And then I noticed the other day that the majority of Reddit also seems to hate men. I think Reddit just hates everyone.
The herd mentality has roots in social pressure. We all want to be accepted, and in times of stress, that pressure is even more powerful.
So, I tried posting my own YouTube video on Reddit. I found a relevant subreddit and figured that people would enjoy the content and learn from it. Bad idea. In a matter of minutes, I was swarmed with negative comments and downvotes, so I ended up deleting the post. A few weeks later, I wanted to try again. Maybe my video was just bad. I posted a different video up, and the same thing happened. "You suck. This is trash. Stop making content, you..." And to be honest, I didn't think it was a bad video at all. I mean, you're watching this one, so you decide. It's one thing to be censored by moderators, but censored by people just like you. Really? Reddit is a breeding ground for toxicity because you can be whoever you want on the platform, and no one will probably ever find out who you are. This concept is called de-individualization, where a person feels less responsibility when in a group. The difference between Reddit and other social media platforms is that instead of posting content directly from your page, like on Instagram or Twitter, you post to subreddits. The focus is on community rather than on the individual. Think about the extremely negative comments people write on Reddit. Do you see your friends write that to you on Instagram? What about Facebook? Not even the most drama-filled platform, Twitter, can match up to Reddit's toxicity. Well, I'll let you decide on that one. This community-driven platform is also the perfect place for mob mentality. In 2013, Tim Wenninger did an interesting experiment. On Reddit, when someone makes a post, you could either upvote it if you like the post or downvote it if you don't. Tim created a computer program that randomly upvoted or downvoted recent posts. This program ran every day for 6 months. So what was the conclusion? If he upvoted something initially, the average score would be much higher. If he downvoted something initially, the score would be much lower. The same thing happened in regards to getting on the front page of Reddit.
You'll see that if I upvote something, it has a 20% more likely chance of being on the front page of Reddit. And if I downvote something, it has a 12% less likely chance of being on the front page.
When people see a high number of upvotes, they're inclined to believe what a post says. But a very downvoted post could stir up hate. Not only could this mob mentality potentially encourage misinformation, but it silences the voices of those with less popular opinions. Censorship is dangerous because people need to make mistakes to grow. When you're hated for everything you say, you won't learn how to think critically. But when you're allowed to make mistakes and also listen to others with opposing opinions, you gain a greater understanding of the world. You learn to not look down on people just because they have different beliefs than you. And we can finally learn to put our differences aside and come together as a society just like Aaron Swartz would have wanted. Do you think we could ever get to that point? I don't know, but I definitely don't think Reddit is gonna be the place where it starts. I saw some advice from a former Redditor. Don't be a Redditor, be a person who uses Reddit. This video might not do anything to stop censorship, but let's never stop trying. Now go make the world a better place. Visual Venture. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell notification so I can update you on all the tons of new documentaries to come this year. Let's change the world together. I love you all. Peace.
Kristen was a college student in Florida when she was contacted through Facebook by Patrick Machoni.
So is Plasma Master Don really the same person as this registered?
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
Some YouTubers seem friendly, but behind the scenes, they have disturbing secrets that they try to keep hidden. Today, we'll explore YouTube's creepiest influencers. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality. And to do that, we gotta keep growing. So 75% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did, and I promise to do my very best for you guys. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. Plasma Master Don. Don's LONs had everyone fooled. He seemed like a sweet old man just making videos and having fun on the internet. Until one day when his YouTube subscribers realized he was hiding some terrible secrets. Don's channel was named Plasma Master Don. Most of his videos were just him sitting in a chair talking to the camera.
Welcome to my channel. I do vlogs, outdoor videos, and collabs, and I've been doing cover songs.
People love Don, but there was one joke about him that never went away. Don spoke slowly, his voice was high-pitched, and he was obviously an old man. So everyone said he looked and sounded like Herbert, the creepy old man from Family Guy. If you've seen Family Guy, you know exactly what made Herbert disturbing: his obsession with young boys. At first, the comparison was just a joke, but in 2020, that joke stopped being funny because Don's secrets were finally exposed. Don's downfall started when he went viral in 2020. His cover of Slow Dancing in the Dark racked up over 2 million views on YouTube.
I don't want friends. I want my life into.
Suddenly, Don became a small internet celebrity, but with that fame came scrutiny. One of Don's new subscribers was part of a subreddit dedicated to exposing disturbing stories. Out of curiosity, his subscriber decided to dig into Don's past. In 2019, Don was charged with inappropriate interaction with a juvenile male. He even provided a report as proof. Instead of keeping it quiet, they exposed Don on the subreddit for everyone to see. The headline was "Sweet Elderly YouTube Cover Artist Plasma Master Don is actually recently registered. Suddenly, the comparisons to Herbert from Family Guy didn't seem funny anymore. Don's subscribers demanded answers, but he refused to address the accusations. Instead, he deleted every comment that mentioned them. Then he did something that worsened the situation. Right in the middle of the scandal, a fan left a disturbing comment under one of Don's videos. The comment was, "I wish he was my grandpa. I wouldn't mind the odd interaction." Don liked that comment. It was a small action, but it spoke volumes. By liking that comment, it seemed like Don confirmed the accusations. 4 days after the Reddit post exposed them, Don announced that he might shut down his channel for health reasons, but no one was buying it. Many believe Don was trying to disappear before people could dig even deeper into his past, and one YouTuber refused to let Don off the hook. On December 11, 2020, YouTuber Nick Crowley uploaded a video titled YouTube's Hidden Pred. It was a full-blown investigation into Don. Nick compiled all the evidence exposing Don as a convicted criminal.
So is Plasma Master Don really the same person as this registered?
The video went viral, racking up millions of views, and suddenly everyone knew Don was a creep. Maybe the exposure was too much for Don, because 10 days after Nick's video, Don passed away. His obituary was posted on the Care Funeral Services website. It's likely he already had health issues, but the scandal may have worsened his situation. Even now, Don's channel is still on YouTube, a reminder that even a sweet old man can have dark secrets. This next YouTuber's creepiness was targeted at one specific person, and it made their life a nightmare. Patrick Macchione. Patrick Macchione started his YouTube channel for the strangest reason, to rant about his love for a woman named Kristen Pratt. The problem was that Kristen didn't feel the same way. To her, Patrick wasn't a hopeless romantic, he was a stalker. The stalking started in 2009 when Kristen got a Facebook friend request from Patrick. She recognized him. Years earlier, they both attended the University of Central Florida. Thinking it was harmless, she accepted his friend request. At first, their conversations were just small talk. Then, Patrick's messages got weird. He started describing intimate things he wanted to do. Kristen immediately stopped replying, but Patrick's obsession only grew. He left hundreds of messages on her voicemail. Then he flooded her Facebook with posts. When she ignored him, he escalated. Patrick created a YouTube channel just to talk about her. He uploaded 27 videos ranting about his feelings, his desperation, and his desire to be close to her.
We need to talk face to face.
Some of his videos sounded threatening.
You don't want me for a life, Kristen Pratt? That's a very unwise decision.
Soon, online stalking wasn't enough for Patrick. He decided to track Kristen down in real life. Patrick started showing up at Kristen's workplace, lurking in corners, silently watching her. Desperate to make him stop, she got a restraining order, but it didn't work. Patrick violated it 19 times, still trying to get close to her. Kristen even changed her appearance. She dyed her hair, switched up her makeup, and wore different clothes, anything to throw him off. But Patrick always found her. Then, one night, a police officer spotted Patrick acting strangely outside Kristen's workplace. Patrick was gripping a backpack like his life depended on it. At first, the cop thought he was dealing with a thief, but when he searched Patrick's bag, he found a camera filled with disturbing videos. Videos of Patrick ranting about Kristen Pratt. A quick background check revealed that Kristen already filed a protection order against Patrick. When the police called her to confirm the details, she told them everything Patrick had done to stalk her. That was enough. Patrick Macchione was arrested and charged with cyberstalking. In 2012, he went to court. Kristen's lawyers pushed for a 15-year sentence, but Patrick only got 4, and he served just 2 before getting released. Kristen was devastated. Years later, she admitted that she still lived in fear.
I park close to where I'm going always because I don't want to park too far away. It gives me more space to get attacked or hurt.
But after everything, Patrick still didn't understand what he did wrong. He insisted Kristen was never in danger because he was only talking to a computer. He wasn't really talking to a person. Most people try to hide their creepy behavior, but this next YouTuber put it on display for the world to see. Daniel Silly. Daniel Patrick Silly proudly called himself the downtown LA Pred. That alone is creepy, but it gets worse. Daniel started a YouTube channel to post videos of him bothering women. He would roam the streets, camera in hand, following random women.
Wow. Nice. Yes.
Then he would walk up to them, make inappropriate comments, and film them being uncomfortable.
I don't want to touch you because, sorry. Or do you want to touch me? It's okay if you... Sorry. I love you.
Sometimes he got extremely close, forcing women to step back. But no matter how uncomfortable they looked, he refused to back off. He always had the same excuse. He wasn't invading their privacy because the street was public property.
I don't have to. This is public property. Public property.
Soon, Daniel's YouTube channel was filled with videos of him being a public menace. But Daniel had an explanation for his strange behavior. He claimed he had a strong desire to connect with women. Although many people complained, the authorities didn't arrest Daniel. For years, he got away with it. So Daniel kept pushing the limits. And then he finally got into real trouble. One day, Daniel set his sights on someone completely off limits, someone too young. The girl was out for a walk when Daniel started following her, recording everything. He made unsettling remarks just like he always did. Then, as if it was nothing, he uploaded the footage. The video instantly triggered outrage, and this time authorities didn't ignore him. Daniel was finally arrested and charged with harassment. He was placed on probation in Los Angeles County, and in the middle of all that, Daniel disappeared from YouTube. People thought they'd seen the last of him, but they were wrong. In 2017, a few years after his conviction, Daniel resurfaced. He moved to another neighborhood in California hoping for a fresh start. But he wasn't gonna get it because the residents didn't want Daniel there. They knew his reputation and saw his disturbing YouTube videos, and they wanted him out. The pressure was too much for him. In one of his last videos, Daniel admitted how it all made him feel. I went to Ronert Park and they hated me there, but at least I got their attention. After that, Daniel vanished from the internet completely. No more videos, no more sightings, just silence. That was the end of the downtown LA Pred. Well, at least online. This next YouTuber became internet famous because of his disgusting content. Bob Rehan. Bob Rehan wasn't like other YouTube influencers. His videos were one of a kind, but not in a good way. Bob asked his subscribers to record themselves using the bathroom and send the videos to him. Bob was a 52-year-old school teacher from Detroit, Michigan, and he was blind. When he first joined YouTube, he searched for videos of people doing their business. Then he recorded detailed reviews of what he heard like he was reviewing a song, but just listening wasn't enough. He wanted more details like what the person ate before and how long the process took.
I like to have it described to me what's in the toilet before it's covered with toilet paper. Just kind of fun, you know? I like poop humor.
Bob even posted his phone number and email asking viewers to send him new material. But instead of finding like-minded fans, he attracted the opposite. Bob's obsession with bathroom sounds caught the attention of internet trolls, and they loved messing with him. First, they tricked him by sending fake bathroom sounds, knowing he would leave serious reviews. Since Bob couldn't see the videos, the trolls added text on the screen openly mocking him. As the prank calls and mockery continued, Bob's reputation suffered. The internet considered him a creep with a disgusting interest. He became a laughingstock online. Desperate to fix his reputation, Bob tried deleting his videos of him reviewing restroom usage. But it was too late. His clips were being re-uploaded everywhere. He begged people to take them down, saying, "I ask you kindly to remove my videos. If you do not, I will report you. I was just trying to have fun, and now I'm being picked on." But no one listened to his pleas. They continued sharing Bob's videos to mock him. With no way to escape the humiliation, Bob deleted his YouTube channel, and then he vanished. Some people are so creepy, it's like they've completely lost touch with reality. And that's exactly what happened to this next YouTuber, Josiah Mizukami. Josiah Mizukami wasn't just a YouTuber. He thought he was the Messiah, the savior of the world. He also believed he was above all laws, both moral and legal. But when his downfall came, it was swift and messy. Let's start the story from the beginning. In his mid-20s, Josiah Mizukami was already a successful model and entrepreneur. But in 2019, he made a bizarre announcement. In an Instagram post, he declared himself Earth's true Messiah. Along with the post, he shared a picture of himself surrounded by light, like he was some divine being meant to be worshipped. He also talked about a new company he started called Skyview Designs. He described it as an infinite conglomerate for the people and by the people, whatever that means. He even called it God's company. He extended a cryptic invitation to everyone. Join us if you aren't already with us. From that point on, Josiah was on a mission to reshape the world in his own twisted image, and he took his disturbing ideas straight to YouTube. Josiah created a YouTube channel to spread his beliefs and prove that he was Earth's Messiah. He even made a series titled The Purpose to explain his philosophy to the world. But Josiah wasn't just sharing strange ideas. He was openly promoting things that were outright criminal. In one of his now deleted videos, he bragged about having inappropriate reactions with younger people.
And I have accepted many loving relationships with young women that many would consider in beautiful ways, and am currently in relationships with women that could be considered.
If that wasn't disturbing enough, he also declared that animals could submit to certain acts because they had the freedom of choice. Josiah was preaching extremely disturbing ideas, and for a long time, no one stopped them. YouTube allowed his content to stay up, letting his twisted message spread. But in 2023, some people finally decided to stop him once and for all. January 25th, 2023, a vigilante group known as Pred Poachers set a trap. They posed as younger individuals and started talking to Josiah. He fell for it instantly. Thinking he was about to live out the twisted fantasies he preached online, he agreed to meet them in Kona, Hawaii. The moment he arrived at the Hawaii airport, authorities were waiting. They detained him on the spot and seized his electronics. Then they launched an investigation to determine Josiah's fate. But instead of realizing his mistake, Josiah doubled down. He went back online ranting about how he was the real victim. Although Josiah was arrested, there wasn't much information online about what happened next. Some Reddit users speculated that he was declared mentally unfit for trial and sent to a psychiatric institution, but no one really knows for sure. This next case is truly tragic because it led to the loss of multiple lives. The Indigo Mystic. Jessica Worsham believed she had psychic abilities. She thought she could see the future, read minds, and talk to spirits. So in April 2013, she started a YouTube channel called The Indigo Mystic, where she shared her beliefs about mysticism and spirituality. But maybe starting that channel was a mistake, because it gave the world a front row seat to watch her slow descent into madness. Outside of YouTube, Jessica was a single mother struggling to keep her life together. In 2019, she and her daughters moved in with a family friend. It was supposed to be temporary until the homeowners decided to sell their house. But when they told Jessica it was time to leave, she refused. Then she went on the offensive. Jessica took the homeowners to court, claiming the house was hers. She had no lease, no deed, no proof of ownership. The case was dismissed immediately. Now homeless, Jessica bounced from place to place. She didn't have much money, but some homeowners let her rent because they wanted to help her and her kids out of the kindness of their hearts. But Jessica wasn't easy to help. She always got into fights with the homeowners, leading them to kicking her out. Remember, Jessica had a YouTube channel, so she taught her daughters to always record the fights on her phone so she could post them on her channel. Jessica also made videos calling out the judges who ruled against her.
You used to be a good person, didn't you, Benji? You used to actually have the desire for justice. God knows about you. That's why you're scared.
But ranting on YouTube just worsened Jessica's problems. Her ex-husband Sean saw her unhinged videos and feared for their daughter's safety. He filed for full custody of the kids. Jessica was practically homeless. Now she was about to lose her children. Eventually, the courts ordered Jessica to hand her daughters over to her ex-husband. But instead of obeying, she went on the run with the kids. Then she turned her YouTube channel into a video diary, ranting and sending out threats.
They're mine. Mine, 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 M-I-N-E, mine. And I'll do anything, including lay my life down for them. And if you come after me, I'm just telling you right now, it ain't gonna go down pretty. And that's not a threat, that's a promise.
Then she set her sights on the judge who ruled against her. She hinted that she put a curse on him.
If you only knew who I was, hope those dreams are making you feel good. You're gonna regret ever getting yourself involved.
Jessica was determined to fight for her kids, so she went out and bought a pew-pew. She proudly held it up in a video. Jessica was ready for war, and on November 5th, 2021, the war came. While on the run with her kids, Jessica found a temporary place to stay in Jackson County, Georgia. But like always, she got into a fight with the homeowners. They demanded she leave. She refused. As the argument escalated, Jessica told her daughters to record everything. At one point, Jessica got aggressive and allegedly pushed someone to the ground. The homeowners had enough. They called 911. Minutes later, cops pull up in front of the house. They ordered Jessica to come out peacefully, but Jessica pulled out her pew-pew instead. The officers opened fire. Jessica didn't survive, but one of the cops didn't make it either. And shockingly, Jessica's kids recorded the shootout. Minutes after their mom passed, her daughters uploaded one final video to the Indigo Mystic YouTube channel. It was a 4-minute clip showing Jessica's last moments. They titled it, "My Mom is Dead." I think it was truly a tragedy. When this next YouTuber was exposed as a creep, it became one of YouTube's biggest scandals. EDP445. In 2021, EDP445 had over 2 million loyal subscribers. That made him one of YouTube's most popular creators. Then, with one move, he lost everything. In February of that year, EDP started messaging a girl named Sophie. He knew she was young, but that didn't stop him. He sent her disturbing messages and said things no adult should ever say. But the girl EDP was chatting with wasn't real. The whole thing was a setup to expose EDP's inappropriate behavior. In April 2021, EDP walked right into the trap. When he arrived to meet the girl, the team who planned the sting was waiting. They confronted him with printed copies of his messages. EDP, caught red-handed, scrambled to explain himself, and his excuse would go down in internet history.
So what brings you out here today? Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
The sting operation was uploaded to YouTube, and it went viral. EDP was humiliated. His career was in ruins, and YouTube permanently banned his channel. Most people caught in a scandal like this would disappear forever, but EDP refused to go quietly. After getting banned from YouTube, EDP launched his own website, hoping to rebuild his audience. But the site never fully took off. There didn't seem to be too many people who wanted to support him. With no other options, he took any job he could find. Uber Eats, Lyft, anything that didn't require a background check, and the internet followed. Every time he found work, people exposed him. He kept getting fired. Even his landlord kicked him out. For months, EDP went silent. Then in January 2023, he returned with an announcement. He had stage 5 kidney failure. Doctors gave him less than a month to live. But instead of sympathy, people called it karma. And a few months later, EDP proved them right. In early 2023, a podcast exposed new messages between EDP and another young person. Once again, EDP was caught and humiliated. And now there was only one thing left to do. In July 2023, EDP finally apologized. Except it didn't really feel like an apology.
I want to take full responsibility for my actions that happened on April 21st, 2021. Now, I'm not even going to get into it. You guys already know what happened.
He never directly admitted to anything or acknowledged that he was actually wrong. Almost everyone in the comments thought his apology sucked. EDP keeps trying to bounce back and regain his popularity, but it hasn't worked. He proved he's a creep, and the internet will never forget that. For every YouTuber we've covered, there's probably dozens more we haven't even heard about. So my friends, stay safe and stay vigilant. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, make sure you guys click subscribe here and then click here to find out about YouTube channels that were abandoned for disturbing reasons. We're almost at 1 million subs, and that is insanity. Love you guys. Peace.
There is a new site that's getting a lot of attention. It's a bit creepy. Yeah. Tell us about it.
You might have heard the saying that the internet is an iceberg. Right now, as you're watching this video, you're using the surface web. This includes all the common sites like YouTube and Google. The surface web only makes up 5% of what is actually on the internet. And while you may have heard horror stories about the rest of the 95% in the dark web, there's still plenty of unsettling websites that you can find using your regular browser. That is, if you look for them. So I want to clarify that these are probably the most disturbing sites that YouTube would probably allow me to talk about. We start off light, and as we dive deeper into the video, these websites get more and more unsettling, and I hope you guys have an absolute marvelous week. All right, let's dive in. The simulation argument.
Either we're going to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality, or civilization will cease to exist.
Elon Musk once expressed a belief that we could be living in a simulation. And once you explore this site, you might not be able to pull yourself away. Simulationargument.com is a website that's pretty straightforward. When you first land on the page, you'll find everything laid out for you in a simple and easy to read way. There are no tabs you click on or web pages to navigate to. Everything you need is all on this one scrollable page. All the papers can be read via your browser, and you can watch all all of the linked videos on the website itself through a YouTube player. There's also a 16-question FAQ with linked references to back up any claims they make. Okay, so there's a ton of research and lots more text. But what's all this information really about? Well, Simulation Argument is a site that compiles a bunch of research papers, scientific studies, articles, and other information sources that claim that the world we live in is nothing more than a simulation. The whole idea that life is a simulation isn't just something that is pushed by conspiracy theorists. The internet has talked time and time again about real-life glitches in the Matrix.
Feeling great. I feel nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. I feel a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. No, it's good.
There is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
Oh, what the
Yo, the sky is f***ing blue!
I'm over here!
And then it turned off!
No! It looks like a blackbird, but it's not moving.
I don't believe this theory, but supposedly every single thing written on this page is supported by research and data. When you combine all of Simulation Argument's scientific research with what we see in the media, it might make some people second-guess things they never thought about before. Now, this next website is pretty eerie because if you really want to question what's real and what's fake, there's no better site to visit than thispersondoesnotexist.com. This person does not exist. As our world increasingly revolves around the internet, it's important to keep our data safe. I mean, just try Googling yourself. I did this about a year ago, and on the first page of Google, my address was there for everyone to see. That's because data brokers collect and post your information online. Obviously, I wanted mine gone. So I went to these terrible websites and requested that my information be removed. Problem is, after hours of doing this, I only hit a few sites. Turns out there are hundreds of them. I'm thankful for this video sponsor, Aura, because they submit these requests for you. But Aura is way more than just that. It's basically the ultimate hub for online security. You get antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft protection, and even spam call protection. If you get a lot of spam calls, Aura will help decrease them using their proprietary AI. Their interface is really easy to use. You just go to the website and you can see everything they're monitoring for you right there in front of you. Aura is giving you guys a 2-week free trial. Simply go to aura.com/visualventure or click my link in the description below. Right away, you can check your credit report, remove your personal information from the web, and you can actually see what I'm talking about when I say that Aura is the ultimate online security hub. If you're worried about your personal information being stolen, which I know I am, Aura is for you. Have you ever seen a face so familiar to you, but you can't remember where you've seen them before? Maybe you've run into them at a mall or had a class with them. But what if you felt that familiar feeling for a person that isn't even real? Welcome to thispersondoesnotexist.com, the website dedicated to showing you a new face every time you refresh the page. There's not much else you can do on the site aside from staring back at the person in front of you, but if you take a closer look, you might start to feel a little uncomfortable. Because although all of these faces look like anyone you could see on the street, none of them actually belong to real people. Like the name suggests, these people do not exist.
That's not a real person. It's created by something called GAN, or GAN, which is, you can see down here, is a generative adversarial network. So an AI made this face.
The website has a program that uses pictures of real people it finds online and takes all of their facial features and mashes them up into a brand new face that no one has ever seen before. But all of these faces still look strangely familiar because they have features of actual people.
They'll take someone's eyes, someone's nose, someone's mouth, cheeks, hair, wrinkles, and it'll mix it all up and create this new person that looks like a real person but doesn't exist in real life because it's just made up of everyone else's different facial features.
And the strange feeling you get, it's probably uncanny valley. It's an emotional response that you get from looking at faces that you know are fake but look almost identical to a real person, which makes you feel uneasy. But the uncanny valley isn't even the scariest part, because the reality is that AI programs like GAN are just the beginning of a technology-dominated world that people aren't ready for. In an interview with Philip Wang, the creator of the website, he revealed that the site was created as a sort of warning about the dangers of AI. He explains, "I just hope my demonstration raises awareness. Those who are unaware are most vulnerable to this technology. The benefits of AI are undeniable. It's made everyday online tasks easier to handle. I personally use ChatGPT to help me out a lot, but there are also some serious potential risks. With generative AI being more accessible, there's no telling what could be done if this technology falls into the wrong hands. Catfishing, scamming, the list goes on. And in the line between what's real and what's fake, it's only going to blur even more as these images become more lifelike. But at least these faces aren't generated out of thin air. They use other people's features, but the man in this next chapter has no connection to an actual person. You've seen this man in your dreams. The human brain is incapable of making up a new face. We don't have the skills to mix and match people's facial features like AI can. So every face in your dreams is one that you've actually seen before. At least that's what science tells us. But if so, how does this website and its origin story make any sense? Thisman.org is a community site meant for those who have seen this man in their dreams. And if you haven't seen his face before, let me tell you who he is. This man first appeared in January of 2006 when a New York psychiatrist patient drew his face on a piece of paper, claiming that she's seen him in her dreams. But the weird part is, she swears that she's never interacted with a man like this in her life. The patient had said that whenever she's been struggling and in need of advice, this man would show up and help her out. The psychiatrist, who didn't think too much of it, just left the picture on his desk. Days later, another patient comes in and says that he also recognizes that face. And just like the first person, he claims that he's never met anyone like him in real life, but the man also had visited him in his dreams before. Confused and probably a bit freaked out, the psychiatrist sends this drawing to a few of his colleagues that also have patients with recurring dreams. It only takes a few months for 4 patients to come forward saying they've also seen this face before. All of these patients have referred to him as this man. News spread like wildfire about this mysterious person that visits people in their time of need through their dreams. And since his face first became known in 2006, there have been over 8,000 people around the world who have also said they've seen this man before. The story first became popular in January of 2015 with Vice posting a story about it, which went completely viral. With so much online attention, it's no surprise that people were on the hunt to find out who this man really is. Since science believes that the human brain can't make up new faces, this man has to exist, right? But to this day, no living person has ever been found to have this face. So who is this man? You'll find the answers on this website. Thisman.org is a community site meant to help those who have seen this man in their dreams and to foster communication among them. And it's been the go-to source of information for anything related to this man. As you dive deeper into the website, you'll find pages of theories and news articles about this man and his existence. You're even able to contact the site's creators through an email address. But just as quickly as this story blew up, it fizzled out just as fast. Although the number of people who have claimed to see this man in their dreams was increasing, the origin story's credibility was collapsing. Vice soon posted another article titled, "We Just Got Hoaxed, the real story about this man dream face." The article exposed the entire This Man origin story as nothing but a mass marketing hoax. This man was the invention of Andrea Natella, the owner of the company Gariglia Marketing. He specializes in creating fine-tuned hoaxes and was the mastermind behind this story that took the world by storm. Andrea and his team at Gariglia Marketing have one catchphrase: screw the market to get into it, and they stay true to their word because Gariglia Marketing has a history of using questionable marketing tactics, which includes faking news stories to bring attention to their brand. And when the internet found out that he was the owner of thisman.org, they knew that this was all just one of his many marketing hoaxes. You see, the Gariglia marketing team makes their intentions clear the moment you land on their company website. They like to create hoaxes, aka fake stories, and spread them around the internet just to see how viral it can get. And this man was their passion project that struck gold. So the real disturbing part about thisman.org, just how easily people fell for it, and how they continued to build up the hoax by hopping on the trend. Now, this man may not be real, but the people on our next site definitely are, but it makes their lives and even deaths seem insignificant. You're just a dot on a screen. In the grand scheme of things, we're all just a tiny part of a much bigger picture. And if you ever find yourself forgetting that, you might want to check out this website, which is as depressing as it is eerie. Worldbirths.com is a website that simulates the real-time births and passings of people around the world, with a green dot representing a life starting and a red dot representing a life ending. It's easy to lose track of time just by watching the dots rapidly appear and disappear on different parts of the map. On the left side of the page is a green births column, which is is a live feed of all the births happening around the world. Each entry shows which country the birth is from, the total population of the country, and the city. On the right, there's a similar red column, which represents the passings. At the top of the screen, you also see which countries have the most green dots and which have the most red ones. The site itself doesn't really have anything scary on it, but what can be uncomfortable is when you realize that all these people's lives have been reduced to nothing more than a colored dot on your computer screen. According to the US population census, a person lives their last day every 11 seconds, which really makes you think, am I nothing more than just a statistic? Because even though we all have families, loved ones, and stories to tell, on this website, we end up as nothing more than a dot on someone else's screen. The misleading website. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this webpage? With its neon colors, random pictures, and countless links, this looks kinda like a virus, right? Well, you'll never be able to guess what this website is actually for. This site is called Yvette's Bridal Formal, and it's a website advertising a bridal shop in Panama City, Florida. But you can't really tell from the site itself. Aside from one photo of a woman in a dress, there's not much else that will make you think bridal shop. Before we talk about the site more, be warned, if you do end up going on the site yourself, a MIDI file will be downloaded onto your computer. Reddit sources have said that this is nothing more than a music file that's used to automatically play a song on older systems but doesn't work anymore. As you scroll down the page, you'll start seeing a few more pictures of the actual shop surrounded by even more links. And at first glance, it just seems like a horribly designed site with too many things going on at once. In fact, it's so badly designed that Redditors have even said that your retinas will attempt to detach themselves in horror just by looking at it. But when you put all the design flaws aside and you start to take a closer look, you'll start to notice some bizarre things. One of these links in particular says psychological thriller, please click here. If you do end up clicking on it, you're going to be greeted by this disturbing drawing of a woman pulling at her hair, clearly in some state of distress. There are big bold letters at the bottom of the picture that says Salem Witch Trials. As you read through all the text, you'll start to realize that the text clearly has nothing to do with the bridal shop, but instead the webpage seems to be a compilation of a bunch of different conspiracies. This particular page dives into the Salem witch trials, the government, and even wild theories about the Easter Bunny. On the right, there's a collection of more links, all with the signature, please click here. Everything is written out like it's someone's rambling. Some of it is hard to understand, and there are a ton of run-on sentences. It's as if Yvette or whoever actually runs the site is just putting all their unfiltered thoughts into words. If you scroll down further, things seem to get more unhinged. The drawing of the woman starts to repeat itself, with new pictures being thrown in every once in a while. All of these pictures are hand-drawn and black and white, and all pretty ghastly to look at. Most pages that you can visit on the site all follow this sort of format. Strange pictures repeat in the background with blocks of text detailing conspiracy theories covering the entire page. And it seems like the rabbit hole that you can go down on Yvette's Bridal Formal is endless. That's because it is. Each page has a long list of links that lead you further and further into the site. No two people will have the same experience on the site because there are so many different pages to explore, with even the home links leading to unique home pages that are different from the first one that you see when you enter the site. So here's the million-dollar question. What does all of this have to do with the bridal shop? The truth is, absolutely nothing. Some visitors of the site have gone as far as to contact the actual store in Panama City, Florida about the bizarre website. And here's what employees had to say about it.
Those who contacted the brick-and-mortar location in Panama City, Florida, report having been cautioned by the employees to stay away from the website, as it is not in any way representative of the business.
If the site has no association with the actual Yvette's Bridal Shop, then what's the purpose of it? We might never know, because the original Yvette's Bridal Shop website shut down in 2012. It hasn't been updated in over 11 years. While the true purpose behind the site's creation may remain a mystery, it won't stop curious minds from continuing to explore it. And while Yvette's Bridal Shop seems like an online journal for one person's twisted mind, Ted's Caving Journal is an actual digital record of a man's journey into the abyss. Literally. Ted's Caving Journal. If you're looking for something to keep you up at night, there's no shortage of horror stories on the internet, but there aren't many that keep you on the edge of your seat like Ted's Caving Journal does. Ted's Caving Journal is a gripping narrative of a man named Ted and his friend B as they embark on an exploration into a cave. Every word seemed to pull you deeper into the story, immersing you into the darkness of the caves as these two men explored, and making you feel like you also felt the same fear that they felt. When the journal entries first went live, thousands of readers visited visited the page every week in hopes of finding a new part waiting for them. Each journal entry had pictures attached, which only further increased the creep factor of the story. The story became so famous that many have credited it as one of the first internet creepypastas, inspiring an entire new wave of horror fiction online. Yes, fiction, but even though the story's been confirmed as nothing more than just good writing, that doesn't make it any less terrifying. The storytelling is so immersive that you can't help but feel uneasy as if it might actually be true. The pictures set the scene perfectly, making you feel that same sort of claustrophobia that Ted and Bee felt when exploring the depths of the cave. And what's interesting is that the story has no ending. The author fell off the face of the earth before completing the journal. With no one knowing the real identity of the writer, the ending of Ted's caving journal will forever remain a mystery and a legend in the world of creepypastas. But while Ted's caving journal may be a fictional depiction of creepy events, this last website is a real-life compilation of terrifying, true tragedy, so visit it with caution. Last words. There's nothing more heartbreaking than hearing someone's final words. Witnessing those final moments of life is something you can never forget, and this website is a compilation of them. Planecrashinfo.com is a website focused on documenting the latest plane crashes from around the world. And at first glance, it just seems like a complete info dump of all the crash events. To navigate the site, you can go through any of the categories at the top to find what you're looking for. The homepage shows all of the recent events that happened with records of each incident's date, location, operator, and other details. There's also a photo attached to each entry which shows the amount of damage the plane went through on impact. At the top of the page, there's a bunch of links. There's a database containing key information on documented impacts. There's also tabs like accidents by category, statistics, and accident history. All of this seems like pretty standard stuff from an informative educational website. But there's one tab that sends chills down your spine. It's called Last Words, and by the sound of it, you can probably guess what that page is for. When you click on the link, you're brought to a dark page with bright text. The title reads Last Words, Cockpit Voice Recordings, Transcripts, Air Control Traffic Tapes. These are definitely not for the faint of heart. That's because these aren't reenactments or actors playing roles. These are real-life recordings and heartbreaking final messages. What makes this site so striking is that these last words weren't meant for our ears, and yet they're here on this page available to everyone. These websites are just a small glimpse of the vast and unpredictable internet, reminding us of the unsettling things that we might come across. Exploring the unseen corners of the web can be risky. We never really know what we might find when we surf online, so it's important to stay safe and help our friends and family do the same. Because with great connectivity comes great responsibility. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, click this playlist to watch my videos about the dark corners of the internet, because the algorithm will promote my channel more if you guys watch multiple videos. Please have an absolutely wonderful day. Peace. Why would someone grow a channel from 0 to millions of subscribers only to abandon it? Today we'll dive into the creepy, tragic, and shocking reasons why amazing YouTube channels were abandoned, starting from the least to the most disturbing reason. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. Snakebit McGee. To most people, Snakebit McGee was just a channel about hiking, but in reality, it was much more than that. The man behind the channel was Kenny Veach, an experienced hiker. Kenny filmed himself hiking through the Nevada and California deserts and uploaded the videos to YouTube.
He is big. Look at the horns on that guy. That's why I love coming out here. You never know what you're gonna see.
But hiking through these deserts was more dangerous than viewers realized. The heat is extreme, with temperatures hitting 134 degrees Fahrenheit. There's also little water, so dehydration can occur in a matter of hours. To make matters worse, Kenny was hiking through the desert alone. He didn't carry a map or compass, and his food and water supplies were minimal. We walked through the home to rattlesnakes, mountain lions, and coyotes. But instead of staying clear of them, Kenny was known to play with rattlesnakes for fun. It was only a matter of time before one of his hiking trips went horribly wrong. Kenny's problems began with a simple comment on a YouTube video. In June 2014, a YouTube channel called Serious Disclosure posted a video titled Son of an Area 51 Technician. The video was by a guy who claimed his dad was an engineer at Area 51, which was a top secret military base in Nevada. Conspiracy theorists believe that the US government conducts top secret experiments involving UFOs UFOs, aliens, and other extraterrestrial technology there. So after this guy posted the Area 51 video, people started watching and commenting. One of the comments was from Kenny Veach. Kenny wrote, "I am a long-distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed out of there. That was one of the strangest things that have ever happened to me." Everyone was buzzing about Kenny's comment. A strange M-shaped cave near Area 51? Could it be proof of aliens on Earth? There was just one problem. Kenny didn't have any evidence, and many people called him out for it. To prove he was telling the truth, Kenny had to return to the cave and film it. His subscribers urged him to retrace his steps and find the cave again so that he could investigate further. It seemed like a simple task for Kenny, but it would become a huge disaster. In late 2014, Kenny went on a hike to find the M cave, but he seemed really nervous. Besides his video camera, Kenny also took a firearm for protection.
So I hope I can find it again. And if I do, I'm going in there. I'm gonna put on my light and take my out and walk in there and see if I find anything.
Unfortunately, his mission would end in a failure. In a video entitled M Cave Hike, Kenny revealed that after days of searching through the hot desert, he couldn't find the cave.
Well, I did not find the cave. That is so weird. I mean, I thought for sure I was just gonna be able to find it.
Disappointed YouTube users flooded the comments section criticizing Veach for not proving his original claim. They pressured him to go on another hike and find the cave by any means. Kenny's credibility was at stake. So in November 2014, Kenny went on another hike to find the M cave. He told his family and friends that he would be back the next day. Days later, Kenny never returned. Kenny's girlfriend reported him missing and search teams went looking for him. On November 22nd, search and rescue volunteers found Kenny's phone near an abandoned mine shaft. His car was also found about a 4-hour hike away from where the phone was found. But no other traces of Kenny were discovered. It was like he vanished into thin air. Conspiracy theorists went wild. Many people believed Kenny found the cave, but then the government locked him up to keep their secrets safe. The rumors intensified when Kenny's comments on that Area 51 video were mysteriously deleted, with one person saying, "Kenny's comments are removed. Why? I was digging up more information about M Cave and what happened to Kenny. I truly now think the government has something to do with Kenny's disappearance." Kenny still hasn't been found, and his YouTube channel has been inactive since. Kenny Veach was trying to solve a mystery, and now he is another mystery. Now this next channel is less bizarre, but much more upsetting. The Knife Nulls. Husband and wife, Austin and Brittany Null, weren't just YouTube vloggers, they were Christian vloggers. Their identity as Christians was a major part of their brand. They started their channel, The Knife Nulls, in 2010. Before long, the channel grew to over 350,000 subscribers with over 60 million views.
Over the past year and a half, my hot wife Brittany and I have enjoyed making super sexy videos for you guys. We've been able to bring awareness to many important issues.
Austin and Brittany never missed a chance to share their Christian beliefs. They also posted videos showing their daily lives as parents, which involved activities like taking care of their children and eating together.
What are you guys doing, man? That looks so crazy! Hey, listen, I have something that you will love.
They seemed like the perfect Christian couple. However, Austin had a secret he was hiding from his wife, and he knew it would destroy their relationship. Christmas Day was a special time for the Null family. However, Christmas Day 2015 was the worst day of Austin's life, because that was the day inappropriate videos of himself were leaked on the internet.
But first of all, when it got released, it was like Christmas Day, and then my family was staying with me, and then people on the blogs that hated on us found out, and they started DMing my videos to my mom and sister, to all of our sponsors.
The leak went viral, with many mainstream media outlets covering the scandal. The videos showed Austin doing inappropriate acts. Now that practically everyone saw it, Austin had no choice but to come clean. A few days later, Austin and Brittany made a video addressing the scandal. Austin explained that a year ago, a girl sent him inappropriate photos on social media. But instead of blocking the girl, Austin said that he had a secret online online affair for 5 months. He called it an online affair because he never met the girl in person. The affair involved exchanging photos and videos. To make matters worse, the affair began when Brittany found out she was pregnant with their third child. In the apology video, Austin and Britt said that they were going to use this opportunity to spread the word of Christ. No matter what you've done, Jesus will forgive you. They also signed up for couples counseling to fix their relationship. But things didn't get better. In fact, they went downhill even faster. In July of 2017, after 7 years of running their channel, Austin and Brittany Null made a video that broke their subscribers' hearts. They announced they were getting a divorce. Some fans were shocked, asking what could possibly break up this perfect couple. It turns out that history repeated itself. Austin cheated again. Austin's unfaithfulness ruined their relationship and tarnished their reputation as Christian role models. Austin said he kept having affairs because he was no longer happy in their relationship. And that's why in July 2017, the Nulls decided to split. Their Christian family channel was ruined and Austin abandoned the YouTube channel. But after the divorce, Brittany renamed the channel Brit Space and continued to vlog about her life and her children. The YouTube channels that we've covered so far were abandoned because of a tragedy or scandal. However, the next chapter was abandoned because of stupidity. Trevor Jacob. Not many YouTubers can say they are Olympic athletes, but Trevor Jacob is one of the few that can. Trevor represented the United States in snowboarding at the 2014 Winter Olympics. He was also skilled at skateboarding, surfing, BMX riding, motocross, and mixed martial arts. This guy did it all. So when Jacob started YouTube, no one was surprised when he decided to create Daredevil content. He created high-energy videos showing him skydiving, snowboarding, and performing other adrenaline-pumping stunts. Jacob's fearlessness made him really popular, and his channel quickly crossed 100,000 subscribers. However, just as his channel was gaining momentum, Trevor posted a controversial video that threatened his YouTube career and put his life in danger. In November 2021, Trevor filmed himself preparing to fly a one-seater single-engine aircraft. The video showed him taking off from Lompoc City Airport in California, heading to Mammoth Mountain. Jacob was a licensed pilot and he recorded himself making dozens of flights. But this flight in particular wasn't like the others. 35 minutes after takeoff, Jacob turned to the camera and said his plane was experiencing engine failure. He looked a bit anxious, and it was understandable since his life was at risk. After looking around a bit, Jacob said he couldn't find a place to land the plane. His only option was to jump out of the plane. So that's what he did. Already wearing a parachute, he jumped out with a selfie stick camera in hand and filmed his descent. The unmanned plane flew through the sky and crashed into the Los Padres National Forest. The plane's plunge was recorded by cameras mounted on the plane's wing and tail. When he landed, Jacob heaved a sigh of relief and said, "I'm just so happy to be alive." Weeks later, on December 23rd, 2021, Jacob uploaded a 12-minute video of the crash to YouTube titled, "I Crashed My Airplane." In the video, Jacob emphasized that he did not intentionally crash the plane, but realized there was nowhere for him to land while he was mid-flight and parachuted out in need of an emergency escape. The video instantly went viral, racking up more than 4 million views. Jacob's subscribers were relieved he survived the strange crash without major injuries. But little did his subscribers know that they were fooled. The crash wasn't an accident. Jacob did it on purpose. It seemed like the plan was to go viral, and it worked. The video was getting thousands of views every day. I mean, there have been crazy things people have done for views, but crashing a plane is on another level. Here's the plot twist. Jacob didn't realize that intentionally crashing a plane was a crime. To keep himself out of jail, he went to great lengths to cover up his lie. The problem with the video going viral is that a lot of people get to watch it. Some viewers noticed inconsistencies in Jacob's story and grew skeptical of the crash. Within weeks, authorities were called in to investigate the crash for foul play.
But now this morning, the FAA and NTSB saying they are investigating if Jacob, who is also a former Olympic snowboarder, intentionally crashed that plane.
The first problem with Jacob's video was that he was already wearing a parachute when the plane took off. It was like he knew the plane would crash. Also, Jacob's video did not show the aircraft controls nor engine instruments to support his claim that the engine failed. But the final piece of evidence was the strongest. When Trevor said the engine failed, he didn't perform basic aviation emergency procedures like trying to restart the engine, contacting air traffic control, or initiating a forced landing. He just jumped out. As the authorities continued their investigations, Jacob acted like he wasn't worried about the allegations, saying people can believe whatever they choose. However, as the pressure mounted, Jacob decided to commit a second crime to cover up his first.
Jacob was told he was responsible for preserving the wreckage, so the agency could examine it. Instead, he went back to the wreckage site and moved parts of the plane to a hangar where he destroyed them.
What he did was obstruct a federal investigation, which is a crime. After destroying the evidence, Jacob lied to investigators, saying that he couldn't remember exactly where the crash took place. However, the YouTube video was the biggest evidence against him. In April 2022, the authorities concluded that Jacob crashed his plane for views. In May 2023, Jacob pleaded guilty to the charges against him. He was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison, and his pilot's license was temporarily revoked.
I did pretend that, you know, the engine died and kind of made the saga of the video.
You were acting a bit?
Yeah.
After Trevor Jacob was sentenced, he abandoned his YouTube channel, putting his career on hold. He got out of jail on June 12, 2024, and he seems to have posted one video 9 months ago as I'm recording this video, but seems to have fully abandoned it. Sometimes one innocent mistake can bring down a super successful YouTube channel, and that's exactly what happened in the next story. Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles was one of YouTube's first superstars. Her channel grew to 20 million subscribers and 1.8 billion video views. She was the first YouTuber to have a wax figure of herself at Madame Tussauds in New York. Her YouTube videos were discussed on ABC News and in the New York Times. And then Jenna threw it all away by quitting YouTube. Her videos weren't demonetized and she didn't have health issues. She just quit. But the big question is why? To understand the answer, we need to explain how Jenna, a former go-go dancer at nightclubs, gained 20 million subscribers in the first place. When Jenna joined YouTube in 2010, she pulled off something amazing. Her very first video went viral. Her video, How to Trick People into Thinking You're Good Looking, got 5.3 million views in the first week. I don't even have a video with that many views, period.
Hello there, friends, and welcome to my tutorial on how to trick people into thinking you're really good looking.
Her follow-up videos were also successful. How to Avoid People You Don't Want to Talk To was featured in the New York Times and ABC News, giving her national attention.
Young woman who is the queen of clicks. Her YouTube videos have been viewed by more than 1 billion.
Jenna's fame skyrocketed in the next couple of years. She joined a top talent agency, made t-shirts with her most popular phrases, and was an executive producer for a Hollywood movie. And of course, Jenna got rich making millions of dollars from YouTube.
Now, once a week, she makes a new video on everything from how to put on makeup when you're drunk,
amazing,
to a day in the life of Jenna.
After 10 years on YouTube, Jenna was a real celebrity. That's when one mistake from her past came back to ruin everything. In June 2020, someone noticed a video on Jenna's YouTube channel. The video showed Jenna imitating Nicki Minaj while wearing blackface. Blackface is a type of makeup that white performers use to imitate black people. Although Jenna's blackface video was from 9 years ago in 2011, it still made thousands of people mad. Social media blew up. Jenna was criticized for creating such distasteful content. But before she could even apologize, they found more offensive videos on her channel. There was another 2011 video where she makes derogatory comments about an Asian man, and a 2012 video where she made hurtful comments about females. After receiving a barrage of negative comments on social media, Jenna decided to post an emotional apology video.
And I try to make fun content, inclusive content, things that don't offend people or upset people.
She said, "I just want to tell you it was not my intention to do blackface. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that people were offended. It's shameful, it's awful. I wish it wasn't part of my past." At the end of her apology, she announced that she was quitting YouTube.
I don't think I'm having a good time. And it seems like maybe some other people aren't having a good time. So for now, I just can't exist on this channel.
Jenna's decision wasn't about taking a break. It was about the intense backlash. It was the way cancel culture attacked her. Although Jenna accepted her mistakes and deleted the offensive videos, the hate kept pouring in. It seemed people wanted to tear her down rather than give her a chance to change. Jenna felt her only option was to quit. Jenna leaving YouTube was headline news. It showed just how famous she was. Her subscribers genuinely loved her and didn't want to see her go. One fan tweeted, "I'm devastated. I watch Jenna Marble videos every night. I rewatch it tons of times. The fact that she may never return to her channel, post content there anymore breaks my heart. I look up to this woman so much." So to me, Jenna's story is disturbing because it shows how horrible cancel culture is. One of the first videos that ever blew up for me was a video called "How Cancel Culture Destroyed an Entire Generation." She was canceled over something insignificant that she did 9 years ago, and she even apologized for it. Jenna abandoned her 20 million subscriber YouTube channel because the hate was too much. And I don't blame her. When you put yourself out there online, you become a target. Just because Jenna has millions of subscribers and you don't doesn't change the fact that you can become a target too. Right now, as we speak, your data might be floating online for everyone to see, and this can have real consequences. My mom has been a victim, and I've been hacked and doxxed all because my information was public without me even realizing it. How it happens is that data brokers are companies that collect your information from everywhere: surveys, social media, and even forum posts. Then they sell it to other companies. This 2024 alone, the FTC received 5.7 million reports of fraud and identity theft. Obviously, it's not slowing down. So I use Delete Me to help keep my information off the internet. Once you sign up, you just tell them what information you want deleted, and their privacy experts handle the rest. It took me like 10 minutes, and I had peace of mind knowing that my information is safe. To get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans, go to joindeleteme.com/venture and use my code VENTURE at checkout. Again, it's joindeleteme.com/venture, code VENTURE. It's an honor to have Delete Me sponsoring this video. My friends, this might just save you more than you realize. The next YouTube channel was caught in a web of lies, betrayal, and revenge. It was like something straight out of a Hollywood movie. Stephen McCullough. YouTube channel Vote Saxon 07 ended due to a situation a judge described as one of the most complex cases she had ever come across. Vote Saxon 07 was created in 2015 by Stephen McCullough. Stephen filmed himself reviewing toys, collectibles, and merch from the science fiction series Doctor Who. He also reviewed merch from other popular franchises.
This, for example, is my all-time favorite sonic screwdriver, the 11th Dr. Sonic. And I've created a whole new character. This is Drunk Dave.
His channel grew slowly, eventually amassing around 37,000 subscribers. When he wasn't reviewing toys, Stephen live-streamed himself playing video games. By the end of 2022, Stephen had a successful YouTube channel, a girlfriend, and a baby on the way. He wasn't involved in any controversies or scandal. Life was good. Then one day, everything changed when Stephen was accused of taking someone's life. Stephen's girlfriend was 32-year-old Natalie McNally. She was 15 weeks pregnant with his child. Although Natalie and Stephen both lived in the UK, they lived in different parts of the country. Around 9 a.m. on December 18th, 2022, Natalie's neighbors thought they heard a scream coming from her home. The scream stopped and the neighbors didn't call the police. The next morning, Stephen showed up at Natalie's home and found her body. Someone had taken her life. Stephen called the cops and they showed up a few minutes later. This was now a crime scene. Almost immediately, Stephen was ruled out as a suspect because he had a solid alibi. The previous night, which was when the crime occurred, Stephen was live streaming himself playing Grand Theft Auto. The thousands of viewers who watched his 6-hour live stream could vouch for him. Besides, Stephen had no motive. He was let off the hook as police focused on other suspects. However, it didn't take long for the cops to circle back to him because they realized Stephen had one of the strongest motives to want Natalie gone. During the investigation, the police checked Natalie's emails and text messages. When they scanned her phone, they found something interesting. 3 days before she died, Natalie exchanged 33 WhatsApp messages with an ex-boyfriend. Stephen found out. Natalie's family told the cops that she gave Steven the passcode to her phone when they started dating. Phone records also showed that on the night before Natalie passed, her phone was unlocked 9 times. The cops suspected Steven read the messages between Natalie and her ex the night before the crime. This wasn't enough to arrest Steven, but it motivated the cops to take a closer look at his alibi. And what they discovered was so diabolical, it made Steven look like a criminal genius. Steven's alibi was that he was live streaming for 6 hours on the night of the crime. But when the detectives reviewed the footage, they noticed so many red flags. Typically, during a live stream, the streamer can see messages from viewers and respond in real time. But during Steven's live stream, he told viewers he could not interact with them live due to technical issues. He then made repeated references to the time, being at home, and broadcasting live. It was pretty weird how he kept emphasizing that he was live.
Hey, and we're live. That's the fun of being live. So I just thought, why not? I'm gonna do a live stream.
Cyber experts were invited to analyze the live stream footage, and they confirmed what the cops suspected. Steven's live stream was not live. It was pre-recorded days earlier. The fake live stream didn't prove that Steven was guilty, but it did prove he lied about what he was doing on the night of the crime. Why would an innocent man lie to the cops? Steven was invited to the station to answer that question, and believe it or not, he had an explanation. After he was presented with evidence that he faked the live stream, Steven quickly changed his story. He acknowledged he was not live streaming on the night of the crime, but he said he was instead drinking in his house and fell asleep. Steven had no witnesses to support his alibi that he was drinking at home. Police also found CCTV footage showing a man who looked like Steven taking a taxi near Natalie's home the night of the crime. Steven was now the prime suspect. He was accused of plotting against Natalie after finding her texts with her ex and creating a fake 6-hour live stream to cover it up. Steven McCullough was arrested on January 31st, 2023 and pleaded not guilty. His trial was set for September 2024, which is literally right now as I'm recording this video. Steven's arrest and fake live stream alibi was headline news around the world. After his arrest, Steven obviously abandoned his YouTube channel. The next channel on our list also involves a YouTuber who went from being loved to hated. In fact, things got so bad that their own subscribers put a bounty on her head. Nutty's Diary. By the time she was 29, Nathamon Kong, also known as Nutty, was one of the most successful YouTubers in Thailand. She started her channel in 2014, posting singing and dancing tutorials, K-pop covers, as well as vlogs to document her daily life. Nutty's beauty and charisma attracted many fans. Soon, her channel amassed over 800,000 subscribers and millions of views. As Nutty got more popular, she began to earn a lot of money, and she wasn't afraid to spend it. Nutty filmed herself buying luxury cars, watches, and properties. Showcasing her lavish lifestyle attracted even more followers. It was at this point that Nutty shocked her fans by quitting singing and dancing to become a financial guru. It turned out to be the biggest mistake of her life. Nutty's subscribers watched in awe as she showed her lavish lifestyle, dreaming of the day they could be rich enough to live like her. So they were excited when Nutty announced she was going to help her subscribers get rich. Suddenly, she claimed that she was a successful Forex trader. She started going by the name Coach Nutty. She said she could generate thousands of dollars in just 16 minutes of trading and over $100,000 in a single day. She even posted images of what she said her profits were. Her lavish lifestyle convinced viewers that she was rich, and following her advice would make them rich too. That's when Nutty made her pitch. Since she was such a good trader, she told her subscribers to send her money for Forex trading, guaranteeing returns as high as 35% on their investments. Usually when people invest in the stock market, the average return is about 5 to 7%, so this was incredible. In total, more than 6,000 people gave her their money. Then they sat back and waited for the checks to come in. Unfortunately, they were going to be disappointed. By April 2022, the 6,000 people who invested with Nutty didn't receive their payments, and they were furious. Hundreds of them filed complaints demanding their money back. However, Nutty's response was far worse than they expected. In an Instagram post, Nutty claimed that she lost all her investors' money after a huge mistake in trading. The amount she lost was about $55 million of her subscribers' money. Now let that sink in. Nutty promised to return all their money if they gave her some time. Then she went silent on social media. Her announcement caused panic among her subscribers. Some tried to sue her, but her response to the lawsuit was that she wouldn't be able to make repayments if she were imprisoned. And then, amidst the growing scandal, Nutty vanished. Reports claimed that she might have fled to another country, most likely Malaysia. Her victims chipped in and put a bounty on her head. Within a few months, they raised $55,000 as a reward for information leading to her arrest. Unfortunately, Nutty still hasn't been found. Her YouTube channel, Nutty's Diary, has been abandoned for about 2 years. Spy Kitten TV. Spy Kitten TV is a YouTube channel that helped spread the wildest conspiracy theories on the internet. Created in 2015, the face behind the channel was a mysterious lady known as Dasha.
My name is Dasha, for those of you who don't know, and I was born in Russia.
Spy Kitten TV made videos discussing secret societies, the occult, and world domination. No one was off limits for Dasha. From Hollywood actors to Billboard's hottest musicians, Dasha didn't hesitate to accuse anyone of being a member of an evil secret society.
In today's video, we will be discussing the terrifying reality of our world and the demonic forces behind it.
The group Dasha discussed most was the Illuminati. She claimed the Illuminati was trying to establish a new world order to control the world. The only way you stop them was to expose their master plan before it was too late. So that's what her YouTube channel was trying to do. Videos like The Weeknd admits he sold his soul, Illuminati exposed, and the Illuminati's warning to Taylor Swift brought in millions of views, helping her channel reach 267,000 subscribers at its peak. But as Dasha got more subscribers, her theories became more disturbing. She dissected music videos and celebrity photos, pointing out symbols she believed were linked to the Illuminati.
I will be decoding the extreme Illuminati symbolism purposely planted throughout Beyoncé's music video called Hold Up.
Many believed Dasha was connecting unrelated events to build a narrative that supported her theories. Still, her fans saw her as a hero, putting herself in danger to reveal the truth. It sounded far-fetched, but maybe Dasha was really in danger, because something strange happened when Dasha tried to link rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine to the Illuminati. In July 2018, Dasha uploaded a video titled Tekashi 6ix9ine Welcomed into the Illuminati.
In today's video, we will be discussing rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, his brand new music video, and his involvement with the Illuminati.
Dasha focused on the music video for Fefe, a collaboration between him and Nicki Minaj. She pointed out several symbols and imagery that she believed were signs of Illuminati influence.
No matter how goofy and innocent this music video looks to the average viewer, many won't notice what is actually going on.
Dasha's video was a huge success, raking in over 1 million views. Her subscribers were eager for more exposés like this. They waited and waited, but no new video came. That's when they realized Dasha disappeared. In July 2018, Spy Kitten TV suddenly went silent. Her social media channels also went dark with no explanation. Dasha's disappearance made people wonder what really happened to her. Some thought Dasha uncovered something dangerous, something that went far beyond the usual conspiracy theories. A secret so huge, those in power would do anything to keep it from getting out. If Dasha had real proof of a conspiracy, then there's a possibility that some people would want to end her. This theory gets more disturbing when you consider how Dasha vanished. No warning, no goodbye, just silence. Some try to suggest a more innocent explanation. Maybe Dasha decided to take a break from YouTube, but why would a YouTuber who was so committed to her mission take such a long break without telling her subscribers? Fans dug into Dasha's personal life and uncovered another clue. Right before she vanished, she was talking more openly about the Illuminati controlling world events. Her last 4 videos went all in on the Illuminati and got a ton of views. Her sudden silence felt too convenient to be a coincidence. 5 years have now passed since Spy Kitten TV was abandoned. And with each passing day, Dasha's subscribers are more convinced that she was silenced. Maybe one day we'll know the truth. Our next channel will be remembered as one of the worst endings to one of the most iconic YouTube channels ever. Apator. In November 2021, Apator uploaded a video titled I Am Not Dead. I am 57 today. He had no idea that just a few days later, that title would make headlines. Apator's content was unlike anything on YouTube. He shared videos of himself performing daring activities on frozen waters like ice skating, swimming in ice holes, and diving. But Apator's stunts weren't the weirdest part about his content. Apator had a strange habit of licking stuff. He would lick a signpost, an old car, and a piece of glass. His wacky behavior is even more fascinating when you consider his background. Apator's real name was Tor Eckhoff. Several years back, he graduated from a top university in Norway and lived in the city with his partner and child. So how did Apator go from a family man living in the big city to performing weird stunts in below freezing temperatures? In 2006, after living in the city for a while, Apator grew bored with his traditional life. He loved camping, mountain climbing, and outdoor bathing. Since he couldn't experience that in the city, Apator left his family and moved into a cabin in the Norwegian countryside. He got a job at a paint factory and started making YouTube videos in his free time. However, it took 5 years for Apator to go viral with a video called On Thin Sea Ice 2. In that video, he was skating on ice while making noises like a seal. When it hit 1 million views in 1 week, Apator decided to make more videos like it. People loved his content and his views shot up. Apator even had a video hit 105 million views. Although people loved his content, it clearly wasn't safe, and it was just a matter of time before something bad happened. On November 27, 2021, Apator made a video that ended up being his last. While he was filming on a frozen lake, Tor Eckhoff fell through the ice.
Eckhoff's partner said on Facebook he was in an icy lake for too long while filming a video for the Apator channel.
Sadly, Apator didn't make it. It was a tragic end to one of the most creative channels YouTube has ever seen. Rest in peace. The way this next channel ended didn't just disappoint viewers, destroyed lives and tore families apart. Nomadic Static. The way Nomadic Static ended was so shocking that it made national headlines and even triggered a police manhunt. Nomadic Static was a YouTube channel created by Gabby Petito and her fiance Brian Laundrie. They planned to travel across the US in their van and vlog their experience through their channel. They were young, in love, and about to travel the world. It seemed like a fairy tale, but the truth was the happy couple wasn't as happy as they seemed. Gabby and Brian often got into big arguments. Sometimes these fights were so intense, they even turned physical. After one of their arguments, Gabby wrote a letter to Brian. She wrote, "You know how much I love you so, and I'm writing this with love. Just please stop crying and stop calling me names because we're a team and I'm here for you. I'm always going to have your back." She ended the letter with, "I hope you understand when I'm upset. It's because you make me love you too much. Now stop crying and come home and say you love me with a big hug. I love you." Even though they argued a lot, they were committed to embarking on their cross-country road trip. To save up for their trip, Gabby worked 50 hours a week at Taco Bell while Brian worked at a juice bar. By December 2020, they saved enough to buy a 2012 Ford van converted into a camper. And then on July 2nd, 2021, Gabby and Brian set off on a 4-month cross-country adventure. They set up cameras, laptops in the van so they could shoot, edit, and upload their videos to their channel. This was supposed to be the first of many trips, but it soon became obvious that 4 months in a cramped van was too much for the emotional couple. The trip was off to a good start. In the first month on the road, they visited Momentum Rocks, Mystic Hot Springs, and many cool places.
So, we are right outside Capitol Reef right now in a free dispersed camp spot, and we've been lucky so far at all the places we've stayed.
Brian's stretching, doing some morning yoga. I love the van.
It was going great. And then less than 2 months into their journey, their small van felt like hell on wheels. In August 2021, someone called 911 to report they'd seen a man and woman arguing in the street. That couple was Gabby and Brian. When the cops tracked down the van and pulled them over, they found Gabby crying heavily in the passenger seat. Gabby claimed she was doing work on her computer that morning when the couple started fighting. She also admitted that she got physical first and Brian retaliated. The officers also noticed scratches bruises on Brian's body, which Brian says Gabby caused. Since neither of them wanted to press charges, the cops made no arrest. In retrospect, the cops should have taken the case more seriously, because Brian and Gabby's next argument was going to be so bad it would become headline news. On August 27th, Gabby's mom received a weird text from her. The message read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." The message raised a million red flags because Stan was Gabby's grandfather, and Gabby never referred to her granddad by his first name. 3 days later, Gabby's mom received another weird text from Gabby. It simply said, "No service in Yosemite." These didn't feel like messages Gabby would typically send. That was strange, but stranger things were happening with Brian. Around that same time, Brian unexpectedly showed up at his parents' home in Florida. He was driving the couple's van, but Gabby was not with him. He didn't want to discuss where she was. Miles away, Gabby's mom was still uneasy about the weird text messages. On September 11th, after not hearing from Gabby for weeks, Gabby's mom reported her missing. As Gabby's disappearance became a national story, the spotlight fell on Brian, especially since the relationship was so unstable. However, before anyone could question him, Brian himself went missing. He left his parents' home to go hiking, but never returned. 2 days after Brian vanished, the country received devastating news. Gabby's remains were found at a campsite in Wyoming, and the autopsy revealed that she'd been gone for 3 to 4 weeks. Looking at the timeline, it seemed that Brian sent texts from Gabby's phone after her demise to make it look like Gabby was still with him. It was a sloppy attempt to cover his tracks. Brian was now the prime suspect. However, they wouldn't get the chance to bring him to justice. A month later, they discovered Brian's remains in a natural reserve in Florida. The Nomadic Static YouTube channel is turned into a memorial for Gabby Petito, with the comments section filled with messages of love for a beautiful soul taken too soon.
Gabby Petito never goes outside.
This next YouTube channel ended in a tragic way, and sadly, it was all caught on camera. Nishu Deswal. Nishu Deswal was one of the biggest YouTubers in India, and forgive me if I'm not saying his name right. His channel, HRPB Tractors, had more than 1.5 million subscribers and amassed 300 million views, with his most watched video garnering 25 million views. Nishu's content involved performing stunts with tractors. His most popular videos showed him driving his tractors through mud pits, streams, and hills. However, Nishu's most thrilling stunt was doing a wheelie. Keep in mind, this was on a tractor. These stunts were risky, which made his fans admire his skills even more. But sometimes things don't go as planned. There were times Nishu nearly lost control of the tractor during his stunts, but his quick thinking helped him recover just in time. Sometimes his tractor would even flip over during a stunt, but he always managed to escape with minor injuries or none at all. Despite these close calls, Nishu kept pushing the limits, until one day, the thing everyone feared finally happened. On February 26th, 2024, one of Nishu's favorite stunts went disastrously wrong. While attempting a wheelie, the tractor he was driving wobbled and tipped over. Despite everyone's best efforts to rescue him, he didn't make it. Nishu was only 22. My friends, it's important to remember that behind every YouTube channel are real people with real issues. As I climbed up in subscriber count, I think people forgot that I'm literally a random guy that sits behind his computer and makes videos. I make mistakes just like everyone else, and negative comments get to me. So make sure you guys treat the YouTubers you love with respect, because they may not be here forever. Visual Venture. To get your data removed from the internet, check out Delete Me using my link in the description and get 20% off.